Heads up, this video is about the current early access version of Battlerite. We may visit this game again later on, and everything is subject to change. You and a friend or two spawn into an arena as your chosen champions. The gates lower and you rush to the middle of the arena that you've been in countless times before, and you fight the enemy with all your might. You communicate fluidly with your teammates. After all, you've practiced for this. The fight goes on and the arena grows smaller, and you just manage to clutch out a victory. That's pretty much what it's like to play Battlerite, the new top-down hero-based brawler from Stunlock Studios, which are the same devs that made Bloodline Champions, a very similar game that Battlerite is, unsurprisingly, a successor to. Bloodline Champions had a cult following, but it never grew very far beyond that. It had flaws, but it was loved by many and had an intense competitive scene. Battlerite builds on what the devs learned from Bloodline, and the experience that they have in this genre shows in the variety of characters and mechanics present. There's no two ways about it, Battlerite is an intense competitive game. You can solo queue to be matched up with teammates in either 2v2 or 3v3 matches, but playing with a friend over voice chat is where the game really shines. The thrill of working with someone you know as you grow your skills not only individually, but as a team is entirely present in Battlerite. Part of the reason that I find the game so enjoyable is how important individual skill is in every match. You can have the best teammate in the world and they can play perfectly, but odds are if you yourself are playing subpar, you're gonna lose. Everyone needs to be skilled and creative with their abilities while still working well with their teammate to plan on the fly. Games are incredibly quick, not just because the time to kill on players can be pretty speedy depending on match composition, but also because after 2 minutes the playable area in the arena actually grows smaller, and stepping outside of this orange circle is gonna cause damage over time. And the circle gets pretty small. This ends up creating a really cool dynamic where teams need to play just defensively enough to stay alive while still putting out enough damage to win. Like I mentioned earlier, the character variation is awesome. At the most basic level, there are supports and then ranged and melee damagers. The supports in Battlerite aren't like the usual supports that you get in MOBAs. They don't really focus on healing as much as they do on controlling the flow of battle and disrupting enemies. When it comes to the DPS characters, there's a great variety in their movesets that makes each one entirely different to play, keeping things interesting for everyone involved. The game could still use some work on its balancing for sure. Some characters are entirely overpowered in the right hands and others just have a few moves that could be stronger or weaker, but overall it's balanced pretty well. The unlock system is okay, I guess. I didn't really like it at first and I'm still not a huge fan of it, but it does seem halfway decent. You get coins to buy chests pretty slowly, gaining them when you gain a level with a character or complete quests or after 3 victories. You can also earn chests the same ways, and that's why my thoughts on it changed. Completing the 3 daily quests that you have will usually net you 3 chests, and any duplicate items that you get from the chests are turned into a secondary currency that you can use to purchase specific cosmetics. So it's not awful, but it can still end up being pretty slow depending on the quests you get and how well you play. Battlerite is a responsive, thrilling, and intense competitive game that's easy to get into and hard to put down. You can get it on Steam for about $20, and purchasing it gets you access to all of the characters forever. If you're into competitive games and looking for something new, then this is one for you. Thanks for joining me for this episode of Indie Bytes. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please remember to leave a like and subscribe for more stuff like this. Be sure to check out the other content that we put out on this channel, and remember to drop me a line here on Twitter or through email with any game recommendations that you've got. You can find all that stuff down in the description below. I'll see you next time. Bye!